and on mute. That's perfect. So... It's going to be so awesome. All right. I think... Looks like we are all set up and ready to go. Tweeted out, everything good. So how's it going, everybody? It's Tuesday. It's a little different from the normal Tuesday. You know, normally we're doing some racing ourselves on Tuesday nights. Of course, the PRL League is on break. We are 1 week out of preseason, which I'm probably going to miss preseason too. But right now, we have the privilege of getting to spectate the Elite Racing League. Tonight they are doing rounds 3 and 4 of their championship season, both being held at Imola. Coolest thing about this, and I am genuinely excited about this. This is a double-header event, okay? Qualifying is actually, I believe we have started qualifying, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe they're gonna jump into it in just a second. They'll move on to the next session, but qualifying for this race, which we're going to start in just a moment, will set the lineup for heat race number 1, or not heat race, feature number 1. After that, let me go ahead and return monitor. After that, they are going to run, of course, you run the first race, and then they're going to completely invert the field from the finish and run race number 2. So somebody may qualify on the pole, lead every lap of the first feature, and he's going to start dead last in the second feature. He's got his work cut out for him. Totally fantastic. It's going to make for a very, very exciting race. I'm looking at the statistics from rounds 1 and 2, which were held at Willow Springs. There were 2 winners in the first race, Frankie 205 Pug and Real REL Xme. Let's call him Real Xme. These guys won the race, okay? But one thing I want to point out as well, Chad Baseball 15, you know him from the Elite Racing 100th race that we had the privilege of broadcasting here on this channel. He actually finished second in both races. So he finished second in feature number 1, went second to last in feature 2, and climbed his way completely through the field to finish second again. And that gave him the points lead going into tonight. So just imagine the kind of excitement that was to be seen for that race. You're going to see the same type of action here tonight. Now, tonight, both races at Imola. Of course, historic formula track, historic open wheel track. You know, the site of many great triumphs and many tragedies at the same time. So it's a fitting place to watch tonight as these guys do battle here in rounds 3 and 4. So it's gonna be fantastic to watch, and this is my kind of thing actually, because in the short track world, we're very used to seeing these inverts. It doesn't matter if it was, from qualifying you invert 6 in the feature like USAC does. Doesn't matter if it's a special event where you invert the whole field and maybe somebody starts at the tail and is trying to win a little extra money on the evening by coming through the field and winning from the tail. But, that's right in my wheelhouse. That's what I get excited about, and that's what we're going to see tonight. So I'm very, very excited. I'm looking forward to getting this race underway, and we are minutes away from seeing the racing action. But right now, it is qualifying. And as you see, qualifying is underway. We're looking here. I know Dirt Racer was very fast in practice. I believe he was second fastest in practice. I didn't get any of the practice times marked down, but you can look at the times right now that you're seeing. Everybody's finished. A lot of people are finishing Sector 1 of their first hot lap. You can see, looks like Dirt Racers run a 31.350. You've also got Frankie 205 Pug. Actually, I think he was quickest in practice. He is in the 32nd bracket in Sector 1. So a quick lap underway there. Although it looks like he had problems in Sector 2. And Dirt Racer finishes the first lap, and he will go to the provisional P1 at 1 minute 36 seconds, .739. Doot Doo, obviously another driver that you're familiar with here. He was very exciting to watch in the Elite Racing League's 100th race. He is sitting second right now, and we will continue to look. Looks like Real X-Me has hopped into second place. Very, very quick there, both of those cars. Real close, Frankie Pug and him. We're going to be interesting to follow. Let's see what Frankie's got going on here, because we know he's quick. He had some sort of an issue in Sector 2 on that lap, so let's watch him as he enters Sector 2. Actually, that is the mark right there. So we will see what we got going on. And actually, let's see if we can get some telemetry on here. My telemetry was totally bugged out the other night, but this is actually really interesting to watch. I like the G meter up there too. This is a fake game. Okay, it's a recreation of a real sport, but it's always interesting to see those kind of numbers, because that's the strain on the cars or the strain on the drivers. So in real life terms, it's something that's very important. Here, it's meaningless, but it's still cool that we have it. Very neat. But if I'm not mistaken, he has had a much better second sector there. So it will be exciting to see what kind of a lap he can put together right now. 136.7 is the mark that we are looking for. And we'll see what he's going to put together here, crossing the line in just a moment. He moves up to a 136.6. That's the quickest time right now, and moves to provisional pole. Frankie 205 Pug sitting second in the Elite Racing League points series. Is one of the ones that won. He won feature number 1 last week at Willow Springs. So we'll see who else has the speed to get up there with him. That's what makes this so exciting, because here he is. Maybe he earns pole. Maybe he wins the first race. Second race, anything's up for grabs. So, I mean, each race is going to last about, I think, 25 minutes. And, then they're going to go again. And it's going to be so much fun. So much fun. So let's look through on who we got here. If you look down at the bottom, we've got the Barnstorm sitting in 12th right now. Don't think he's lodged a lap yet. We know Barnstorm, he's raced with us at the Battle of Bristol. Also was a part of the Elite Racing 100th race. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, he will be running with the PRL as well here soon. So we're going to see more of the Barnstorm in the future. Very quick racing driver, and looks like he's starting to get warmed up here to turn a quick lap today. Racer 420 Junior 88, another driver that we saw in the Elite Racing's 100th race. It looks like he's going to go wide there. Let's see if they give him a time penalty on that. It definitely invalidated that lap, I have no doubt. What's up, K-Dog? And hey, Sturgeon, how are you, my friend? Glad you can join us. Going very well, very well. Tonight is a special event. I get to call this race. The Elite Racing League's round 3 and 4 tonight at Imola. Just last night, a little bit of news, might as well get this out of the way. Just last night I had a meeting with the officials at a local speedway here in Indiana, and I was given the job as track announcer for the 2017 season. So it's something I'm really excited about, and this is... What's interesting is I actually showed them one of these broadcasts that I did, So, we've been doing these Twitch broadcasts and announcing these races, and I was able to play that in a job interview, and it helped me get the job. I mean, how awesome is that, right? Hey, Corey, how's it going? Appreciate you stopping in. Good to see you here. Lee Izzle, what's up, my friend? Going good, going good. Let's move up through the field here. Nihil plus Ultra looks like. Nihil, I hope that's right. Getting through the chicane there. Okay. Full-time IndyCar driver. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these guys run other series with the Elite Racing League. Of course, you got the IndyCar League, which runs on Friday nights, which actually we might see a little bit of Friday night, depending on what happens with our schedule. But they also have the Formula C on Tuesdays. You got Formula One on Sundays, isn't it? So, a lot of NASCAR League Friday nights as well. So a lot of racing there, and a lot of these guys double dip. But of course, like any of us, we've got other commitments too. So you also got the Dirtier Dancer. This is a new racer for me, but he's also pretty quick because he's sitting third in the point standing as well. You got Speed 99 Max, who I think played a part in the race that we watched last time, but I don't think maybe it was a disconnect or something. I can't remember exactly. Doot Doo, of course, we saw lots of racing action with Doot Doo. Very fast driver, very exciting driver. We'll see plenty of him tonight. Hopefully that wasn't an invalidated lap. It very well could be. Very easy to invalidate laps here at Imola, and extremely frustrating to do because it just seems like you cannot avoid it sometimes. There's Chad Baseball 15 running through the chicane right now. Of course, he is the winningest driver in the Elite Racing League history, and also sitting top in the points this season with the Formula C. Still looking for his first win, but he will eventually get one. That beautiful car that reminds me of the old players scheme that Jacques Villeneuve used to run in the IndyCar series, the original IndyCar series before the split, and then of course plenty of other drivers ran it in kart and then Champ Car as well. Very, very beautiful car. Renee FML, another very fast driver, sitting there at 137.027. He is fourth on the timesheets right now. Rel X May 136.5, so these times are dropping down. We are seeing some quick times out there. You got Dirt Racer 88X in the dirt there in the grass as we switch to him. So, true to his name, he's out here on the pavement doing it as well, but he likes that dirt too. 136.482 is what he's running right now. And then top of the board, Frankie 205 Pug sitting at a 136.364. Only a tenth ahead, but still he's got command of everything right now. So let's take a look at some of these sector times. Looks like Real X-May's got a good first sector in, 131.141. We'll see if he can put together a quick lap coming through sector 2. Very, very close times there. The top three are very, very tight. Then you've got a little bit of a drop there, about a half second to Renee, but I'm sure Renee is still out there turning laps, and we will see more of these guys. The first lap, the racing action is going to be super, super tight. I guarantee it. The first feature will be a standing start set off of the qualifying times. The second feature, obviously, since they have to set the running order manually, will be a rolling start. So you will see a lap under yellow for that as they line up. So we got about 2.5 minutes left in qualifying here. We are watching Frankie turn some laps. He just ran another sector, first sector, that's very, very quick. Looks like the order has basically stayed the same. I think Speed 99 Max might have hopped doo-doo there. Looks like Barnstorm finally got a lap in, although that's clearly not a lap that he was looking for. Might have had a penalty on that one. But he does have a lap in. Racer 420 still trying to come up with a lap. He's coming out of the pits right now. Going to be very, very hard. Yeah, actually it's going to be impossible for him to get a lap. So he is planning on starting from the tail. Unless this camera is just messing me up, which it is not. So he will be starting from the tail. Here's Barnstorm here. Little bit of an issue there. So that's not going to be a lap that he's looking for. Here's Senna 1442. Totally missed him. Maybe he joined late. This is a very quick driver here, trying to put together a good time here late in the session. He's on a flyer. Not a great first sector, but we'll see what he can come up with here in the second sector. Hey, Horton. How's it going? Thanks for joining, my friend. CJ, what's up, my friend? We are a minute away from starting the first race of the evening here, Elite Racing League. We are in qualifying. The qualifying times will set the lineup for the first race, and then after the first race is over, they will invert the finishing order completely and do another race. I can't wait for that one. I'm looking forward to the first race, but the second race, that's what's getting me giddy right now, I got to tell you. But we are having some fun. We got some good news last night. We're enjoying the day today. There's a 138.9. I don't think that improved his position. Actually, it was not the fastest lap. He ran a 140.056 there. So let's see. Looks like Chad Baseball's turned in a pretty quick lap, 136.9, sitting in the garage now, but he's moved up to fourth place. And actually, Frankie Pug, wow, dropped it down to 135.5, has put a serious gap on second place. Now 0.7 of a second back. It looks like Dirt Racer improved his time as well to give him a little breathing room from Rel X-May. It definitely should. I am excited about this, CJ. We're going to get to see a lot of fun stuff right here. So I got to get ready because I'm going to be in the race here, and then I'm going to hop out to the pits. Okay, we got a 5-minute warm up here, so I don't have to get too crazy yet. But we are going to get started in just a few minutes. Yeah, I appreciate that, CJ, man. That's yeah, I'm very excited about the opportunity. Local short track. Actually, it's a very nostalgic place for me. It used to be the Whitewater Valley Speedway, now called Route 44 Speedway. I used to work at the track. It was the first racetrack I ever drove a race car on. I've covered sprint car races at the track as media, done interviews, and now I'm going to get to be the track announcer for the upcoming 2017 season. So it's a very cool thing for me. It's exciting. And I've done a lot of events. I've done races. I've done basketball games, weddings, but never a full season, never something this intense. So I'm really looking forward to it. Oh yeah. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing about this. This is a track I grew up 5 minutes away from. So I mean, we used to go there every Friday night. I would play with my young cousins and friends there. Even when we weren't watching the races, we were rolling down the hills at the track and just hanging out, watching our parents race. And it's very cool that I get to go back there because they're actually resurrecting this track. This track has been silent for over a year and has had problems in the past. The community is trying to come together and make it a success once again. So very cool that I get to be a part of it. It's really cool. A lot of nice people trying to do what's right, and I get to try and help that out, and hopefully we can make it a success. But I'm super excited. I can't wait. I think the season starts up mid-April, so it will adjust what we do here. The Twitch schedule is going to adjust a little bit. No more of the NASCAR Friday nights. I will be at the track on Friday nights, but we'll probably move our NASCAR stream to another night and get it figured out. You'll still see some NASCAR action. We'll still have Project Cars action and other things as well, but Friday nights you will not see anything of me. So a little sad, but it's cool. These things always open doors. Like I said, I actually showed them the Twitch stream in the interview. So, they were like, wow, this is really cool. This is, and they were able to get a feel of what type of announcer I am. So, had I not done racing podcasts, I probably wouldn't have done the Twitch stream. Had I not done the Twitch stream, I might not have got this job. And maybe this job opens more doors down the line. So that's the plan anyway. That's why you always try to do anything, because you never know. You never know what's going to happen in the future. Yeah, definitely worth it, I think. Yeah, hopefully you get down there, Corey. I'm hoping, for the guy who was my biggest supporter during the podcasting days, used to listen to me probably more than you really should, probably more than is healthy. Then I hope you're able to make it down and we can have some fun at the track. Hello, Product. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. How are you tonight? I think it's night. It depends on where you're at in the world, of course. But here it is. What are we looking at? 7:50 p.m. Eastern time. So, of course, we are 1 minute away from racing action here in the Elite Racing League. Good old Frankie 205 Pug is going to lead him down. Dirt Racer's going to try to chase him into turn one. Corey says, official announcer of USAC, we need one. Well, I think I got a ways to go there. Obviously I feel pretty confident in my abilities. I think I can do it, but a lot of USAC is having the connections, and I don't know. I've worked with Billy before, and Billy doesn't exactly make USAC very happy. So I don't know what they think about me. I appreciate that, Product, and I'm glad you're here. I'm glad. Hopefully you enjoy yourself tonight. We're gonna have a lot of fun watching this race, I can tell you. You got some stream lag, do you, Jacob? But Project Cars, if you're interested in Project Cars, if you don't have it, this game is a must-have. It's probably only running like $20. You gotta have it. It's the best racing game on console right now. I can guarantee you. I don't have an Xbox, don't have Forza, but I can tell you this is where it's at. You should be getting it. So here we go. 7 seconds until we start this race. I have to hop out of the car, and then I will be able to spectate down into turn one. This is round 3 of the Elite Racing League Formula C Championship. Looks like we've already had a disconnect there. I think that was Racer 420 Jr. who is out. And the race is green. I will retire to pit box, spectate, and let's go through up to the front. Looks like Dirt Racer X got the jump. They are too wide going down in the first corner. Let's see who's going to come out. Ooh, there he is. Dirt Racer 88, Frankie 2 Pug, makes way for him, and now we'll be chasing. Going on. Was that some contact we heard? Hold on a second. Let's see what we got going on in the back of the pack. Yes, Renee FML and Speed 99 Max. Looks like they've had some contact there. Issues in turn 1 and turn 2. Not sure if this is going to bring out a yellow or what. They are trying to recover there. Let's go back up to the front. I saw Chad Baseball had hopped Frankie Pug there for second place, but Frankie has got back by. There we got some more action there for fourth place. Chad Baseball. Oh, there's contact. One car upside down. Chad Baseball has spun. You saw it there. The yellow is out. Serious, serious damage on the Rail X-May car. Upside down, unable to reset right now. I don't know if he's got the reset button or if this is going to be a retire. There you go. You got one car trying to help him out, but was unable to get him flipped back on his wheels. Wow. Yeah, that was a serious bit of contact there, Horton. Looked like Chad Baseball got a little loose. This is a serious track when it comes to the curbing. It can create serious issues, especially for the smaller Formula cars. Pits are closed right now, so none of the cars can hop in yet. We are under yellow. But these curbs at Imola, something in like a GT3 car can be very helpful. They can help move the weight around the car and make the car bite better, make it turn better. But in a car like this, the Formula cars or any of the smaller karts, anything there is, those curbs are very tall and can cause a lot of issues. So if you see drivers get up on that curbing, you might see some of that side-by-side contact. Obviously, there's less room. They're going to need to try and dip a little farther into the corner. Some of these corners are not really too wide corners, and they can create issues, and those curbs do not help for sure. Let me back here. Yes, Project Cars is free on Xbox One next month. It's going to be a big deal for Xbox players. I know that I think they've sold a little over 2 million copies worldwide, and that's going to be a big help too. Horton had Project Cars for a while, finally got a PS4 wheel, doing iRacing for 5 years with G27, finally got a wheel for PS4. Oh yeah, so you're an old pro then. You'll be fine once you get on there for sure. But already, we talked about it, already we've seen plenty of action. Right now, your leader, Dirt Racer 88X, Chad Baseball, is trying to set the competitor straight here. He's got to be able to get that car back on its wheels. Multiple cars getting in. Looks like he's back. There you go. Back in the racing action. Probably going to allow him to get his lap back and get reset, so we'll see how this thing goes here. Trying to keep those tires warm up front. Very important in Project Cars. Let's see if we can get some telemetry on those tires as well. You can see you've got your little arrows there to show you the side force on the tires. That red circle shows you where where the heat and forces are trying to go. I don't think we got tire temps, which is kind of unfortunate, but you do see the tire pressures there as well. So, but it's very important to keep those tires warm because the opening laps there can be can create serious problems if you are sliding around and your competitors are not. Sturgeon, what would I say is the best racing game on console? You are watching it right now, my friend. Project Cars, best racing game on console. F1 2016 is good too. No doubt. Definitely a good game. Very realistic. The cars are more complicated to drive than I thought too. A lot of Formula One games, they have so much downforce. It feels very straightforward. You feel like you can just drive wherever you want. That's not actually the case in Formula One 2016. So that's a good game. A lot of people like Dirt Rally. I purchased that game, played it once. Not really my style. Not really my style for whatever reason. So I wasn't super big on Dirt Rally, but as far as a racing game, very good. But I don't think you can get better than Project Cars personally. That's just how I feel about it. Love racing games. Be a little learning curve. Favorite so far are Forza and Dirt Rally. Yeah, good contender for sure. I'll guarantee it. You will enjoy this. Of course, this is the biggest console esport racer as well. So there are ESL tournaments going on every week. that you can participate in. So if you start getting pretty quick and you want to really test your mettle against the pros, you can do it. We do ESL every Sunday. Of course, now we have been added to Actrovision's new esport team, ACR Esports. So we're racing for ACR Esports every Sunday. And it's a lot of fun. I recommend it to anybody. Even if you're not the fastest driver, it's still going to be a ton of fun. So we're going to be going green this time. Let's reset the field here. Dirt Racer 88X with that good start off the line is in first place. Frankie 205 Pug in second. Dirtier Dancer has moved up into third. I think he started like 6th or 7th, so big movement there. Neil plus Ultra, Senna, Barnstorm, a lot of guys taking advantage of that contact. There were some severe issues there. Chad Baseball all the way back to 8th. Renee FML and Duke all losing positions, and of course Rel Xmay, who had the issue with Chad Baseball, the contact there. Looks like he has been in the pits, got his car repaired, and is trying to catch the field before they go green this time. So we are coming down the hill to the final 2 corners here to get this race restarted. There are 14 laps left. Dirt Racer 88X going to lead them down here. Warming those tires. Vigorously swapping that car back and forth to get as much as he can. You're going to need to be going as fast as possible in that first corner because you can give away positions very quickly. And here we go. Green flag is out. Dirt Racer 88X with a big lead going into turn 1. He got a great start. Frankie 205 Pug is under attack by Dirtier Dancer. Looks like he's solidly there. Go a little farther back into the pack. Senna 1442 in 5th place. We watch him go through the chicanes here. Side-by-side action a little farther back. Speed 99 Max. Almost some contact there. Looks like that's Renee FML who's going to go around the outside of this corner and take the position. He is up to 8th. See if we can check in with Rel Xmay, who's a little farther back, still trying to catch up to the field. Could get a yellow anytime. So not a big deal for him. And also, you got to remember, going into feature number 2, if he finishes in last place, that's an unfortunate event, but he can start pole in the next race. So all of a sudden, he is in charge of the next race. Back up at the front, Dirt Racer 88X with a big lead. He has pulled out a large space between himself and Frankie 205 Pug. Frankie not really under attack from the car behind, which is Dirtier Dancer, but he is right there in case Frankie decides to make a mistake. He will be there to pounce. So we'll go a little farther back. Here's Dirtier Dancer with a slight gap over Neil plus Ultra, who is under attack from Chad Baseball in 5th. Looking for 4th here. Down the main straight is Chad Baseball. Started in 4th, so he has now climbed his way back up to his starting position. That contact, he was able to get into the pits, get some repairs done. Things going well for him right now, but still a ways to go if he wants to get up there on that podium. Plenty of action here. We're going to look at the track map. Looks like Rel Xmay is on the front stretch while these guys are going into Sector 2 of the race course. Here's the battle on the track. Chad Baseball looking for 3rd on Dirtier Dancer. Trying to get a run down the hill here. Very tough to pass on this race course. It's a very fast race course, which does not give you a lot of room. So you've got to set these guys up, get them down the straightaway, and make sure you are on the inside going into the next corner. Not an easy thing to do. 3 cars, nose to tail, right here. Oh, it looks like there was a mistake there. Dirtier Dancer went off track, had a 5-second penalty there, cost him 3 spots, dropped down to 6. So this race is even closer. Uh-oh! That looks like Nile Plus Ultra off the track in the gravel trap. Able to get back going, but he lost the spot there to Speed 99 Max. And now Nile Plus Ultra is under attack from Dirtier Dancer on the inside going into the next corner here. So he looks to have the advantage, but let's see if Dirtier Dancer can fight back on the outside. Nope. He's going to tuck in, get the slipstream, and see if he can set him up in the corners that are coming up. Using a little bit of that curbing. You can see how the car really moves like that. He's got a good run here, but I don't think he's going to be able to make a move in the next corner. Let's check in with our leaders. Just finishing Sector 1 there is Dirt Racer 88X. I think that gap is growing. It is 0.7 of a second to second place Frankie 205 Pug. And then from Frankie 205 Plug, it is 1 second, 1.8 seconds back to Chad Baseball 15 as I am getting hit in the head with a Turtles inflatable. All kinds of excitement to be had here tonight. We are on lap 6 of 16. So we've got 11 to go here. Let's take a look at these fastest laps right now. We're watching Chad Baseball. We'll take a look here. The fastest lap on the track right now was turned by Dirt Racer 88X. Frankie 205 Pug looks to have the second fastest lap. No, that's not true. Rel X May was able to turn a very fast lap there, 137.086. Trying to get straightened up here. So, looks like the Barnstorm is now down in 11th. Not sure what happened there, if he had an issue or went into the pits. But clearly, Rel X May had a significant gap there from the field. And Barnstorm was able to, or Rel X May was able to get by Barnstorm there. So serious issues for Barnstorm right now. Not going to be happy with that. Here's Senna, who was running in the top 5. I think he had a little bit of an off track. Has moved back to 8th spot. Renee FML trying to climb his way back to the front after the first lap issues. Dirtier Dancer still running in 6th. Everybody right here. Here's your big mover. Here's your big mover. This is a quick driver who was starting in the rear. Doot Doo has run a 138.155. He is up to 4th right now, so he has been able to climb through the field. We saw him at the back of the pack after those first lap issues. This guy's got what it takes to do the job, so we'll have to keep track of that gap between him and Chad Baseball. Now, let's move back up here, because the gap between Frankie 205 Pug and Chad Baseball is closing. In fact, it has been cut in half. Dirt Racer 88X is holding his 0.7 above Frankie, but Chad Baseball is trying to close the gap here to Frankie 205 Plug. I keep saying Plug. Isn't that fantastic? Horton says, daughter does the same thing when I'm trying to race. Yeah, you gotta, if you don't have some sort of distraction going on in the background, it's not right, is it? It's just not right. Frankie giving that wheel a real good jerk there, trying to get through those corners as quickly as possible. But Dirt Racer 88X is not showing any mistakes right now. He is bulletproof at the moment, running smooth laps, keeping that distance between himself and Frankie 205 Pug. I'm not sure if my eyes were deceiving me there, but I think he's going to have, yes, absolutely, he's going to have some lap traffic to deal with very shortly. He is chasing the Barnstorm, and actually Barnstorm is off track. Serious issues there. Might have some damage, actually. I think that there he's going to get out of the way of the leaders. Very, very gentleman thing to do there from the Barnstorm. They will appreciate that immensely. He's got some sort of damage on that car because that it's just not acting in a way that he likes right now. Dirt Racer 88X not having to worry about the lap traffic, can focus on that time, that distance between himself and second place, which has widened Not sure what's going on with our telemetry, but clearly Dirt Racer 88X is making the gap larger. Much tougher for Frankie now. We can see that it is getting farther and farther away. Although Frankie has been able to put together a pretty good lap, 136.983, which was his last lap. So he's got a good lap there. Maybe there was a mistake on this last one. And clearly, yes, there was, because you're looking at a 136.875 from Dirt Racer, and Frankie is down to a 137.9. So that last lap was not really what he wanted. But let's take a look at the gap he's got on Chad Baseball. Significant gap, but not completely something that Chad Baseball can't overcome, although he's pretty happy with that podium now, I would imagine. Sitting there after the first lap contact to be able to come back to third is a pretty big achievement, and will give him some significant points in the championship should he be able to continue in his current position. Let's see here. Let's get back up to Dirt Racer. See what kind of numbers we got here in the telemetry. Oh, look at this gap, though. We talked about the gap widening. Now there has clearly been something that happened here. That, like we were talking about the curbs here at Imola, it is very, very easy to hit one of these curbs or have a slight off track. There's certain spots on the dirt that can cause serious issues. Look at that sector time, plus 2.4 seconds. So he had trouble there in that second sector, and that was able to allow Frankie to catch him in that second sector. Now look, they're very, very close there. You might even be able to start to see a little bit of a slipstream effect down these long straights for Frankie, and that is not what Dirt Racer wants. Anytime you're able to get close enough to sniff that draft on a track like this with these long straights, it can spell trouble very, very quickly. But you can see, like we were saying, there's slight little corners where you can have a little bit of an off track in the grass, and all of a sudden you have a 5-second penalty that is very, very tough to overcome, just like that. And it can be extremely frustrating. So what Dirt Racer has to do, he's got to put his nose to the grindstone, head down, and try to figure out what he's got to do to get back in that groove. He was in a really nice groove. There's a good start right there, a really good first sector, his fastest of the race. So that is going to give him a little bit of confidence. Once he gets through sector 2 here, where he had the issue the last lap, he should be able to take a deep breath and continue on, because it looks like through that great first sector that he had, if he can get through this second sector, he's made a little bit of more of a gap there to second place and is going to take some of that pressure off. Anytime that you make a mistake and you add pressure to yourself, it creates a whole lot of anxiety in that race car or on a game or anything else, and all of a sudden you can start making mistakes because you're just under that pressure, that self-made pressure of the anxiety there. So let's take a look here. Looks like all of the positions are pretty standard to what we've seen. The field spread out a little bit. We're looking at the quickest times. You got a pretty good time there from Nal Plus Ultra. He's got a time that's quicker than Doot Doo's there in fourth, but he's still got a gap there that he's got to close. Speed 99 Max is down in the 138s. Real X-May is running 136s, and actually was his fastest lap the last lap. But he's got that big, big gap that he's got to overcome from that contact at the start. So let's go back through the field here. We're going to keep an eye on those guys on that distance, because it's just back and forth on who's turning the quick laps. Both of them look like Dirt Racer set his fastest lap time on that last lap. So we were talking about him getting settled back down after a mistake. He did it. He did perfect job. We've got to set down a really fast lap to get his confidence back. Everything going good. Chad Baseball, a little bit of a farther distance back. Not really in striking distance of second place right now, but like we said, he's in a pretty good spot here compared to where he was during that first lap. Doot Doo here in fourth. Good gap there on Renee FML, who is trying to stay in front of these two cars behind him. Dirtier Dancer and Nile Plus Ultra are the two cars that are closest on the track right now. So maybe we'll take a little look here, see what they're seeing. Actually, let's take a look right out of the front of Niles' car here and see if he can start to close this gap here and try to get that 6th place position. Trying to use as much track as they can coming out of that corner there. That's one place on the track that doesn't seem to want to penalize you for using a little bit of the runoff area, so it's good to take advantage of that. So everybody in the Twitch chat, I hope you're enjoying yourselves. Feel free to chat it up. Talk to me or amongst yourselves. We always have a good conversation here during these races. We got a lot of good drivers here in the Elite Racing League. And actually a lot of drivers from various countries. I remember in the Elite Racing's 100th race, we had multiple countries, many states represented across the United States. So many of these drivers come from different places with different cultures, and you know, when they all get together on the track, they meld together quite beautifully, actually. A little bit of a mistake there, it seemed like, from Dirtier Dancer. Gave up a little bit of a gap there to Nile Plus Ultra. We'll go back out to the scenic camera here. Got to be real careful with that corner. You want to try to take that as fast as possible, but if you let that 4th wheel slip over that white line, they will penalize you every single time. So these two cars are neck and neck right here, nose to tail for 6th place. Let's go back up front, make sure we're not missing anything here. And we did. Frankie 205 Pug has taken the lead. 136.679. He is running very quick right now. There was a mistake on the last lap. Look at that lap, 144.8. Dirt Racer had an off-track incident and lost the lead. One mistake changed the complexion of the entire race. Now Frankie 205 Pug with a commanding lead, and Chad Baseball is now breathing down the neck of Dirt Racer as well. So a big mistake there on lap 12. We've got 4 laps left in this race, and Frankie 205 Pug has a commanding lead over this race. He's got it in the stranglehold. As long as he doesn't have a mistake himself, is in very good position to take the win in round 3 here before we invert the field for the second race. But look, he's off. Oh, he's so very lucky to not get a 5-second penalty there. Amazing that he didn't get a 5-second penalty there. But clearly lost a lot of time there through that chicane. And here you can see Dirt Racer in the distance. He will be there to pounce if there's any more mistakes. Fantastic racing here. We've seen cars off track. We've seen cars upside down. A little bit of everything so far. And just think, the next race, they're going to invert these fields, and the fast cars are going to start in the back with the slower cars up front, and all of a sudden we're going to have madness that will ensue. Let's check back in down here with the race for 6th. These two cars. Nile Plus Ultra is still stalking him, waiting for a slip up, trying to use that draft here down the front straight to get something, anything going into turn 1, which is one of the best passing zones. But you've got to be quite a bit alongside the other car, because there is no room to go through that corner too wide, especially when you're going back to the right. He's going to take a look. Looked like that made Dirtier Dancer a little uneasy. He gave him some room there. Maybe got in that corner a little too hot, but he got away with it. Going to continue to hold that position for now. But Nile Plus Ultra is going to be there to pick up the pieces should there be any sort of issues. We're looking for the times here. The front guys, Dirt Racer, still lowering that quickest lap. The two of them, very similar. Got a fantastic race going right here. Two cars very close together, fighting it out for everything. CJ's playing some NASCAR multiplayer. Don't blame me there. CJ, of course, now a member of Forward Bite Racing, which is the PRL championship team, the team that I raced for last year, and now have relinquished. I'm still the team manager, but I'm not racing for the team since I will not be running the full season in PRL this year. So CJ, Lee Izzle, and Pat Sky will be racing with K-Dog to try and defend that Forward Bite team championship that was won last season. So we got 2 laps left. Let's get back up to the front. Frankie 205 Pug, commanding lead here. He's not giving anything away right now. Dirt Racer is still there, still turning fast laps. He's closing that gap, but I'm sure Frankie is just trying to take it easy and use that time that he has from that mistake that Dirt Racer made to give him a little bit of a buffer. And you'll see that. And then, once those guys get a little closer, he might start pushing a little harder too. But one thing you got to be careful with when you're in this position, every racer wants to be in the lead. But when you're in the lead and when you have a large lead, sometimes you can start to lift off that throttle a little bit and create issues for yourself. You got to keep that rhythm. You got to stay in that rhythm that has you pushing for fast laps. And if you start to lift a little too early, all of a sudden that car starts doing different things and you can find yourself in trouble quickly. Maybe you don't realize that slowing down enough is going to make that car turn down and you clip one of those curbs, them big tall curbs, the wrong way. Oh, we got an issue there. Second place, Dirt Racer. We were talking about the curbs. He hopped up on the curb out of that final corner and ended up almost hitting the inside wall there, getting in the grass. Serious issues for Dirt Racer. He's going to be very upset with himself in this race. He's had a commanding lead, was able to get the good start that he had at the beginning of the race, had control of this race, and then through mistakes, he's going to feel like he's given it away. And that's a frustrating thing for any driver to have to deal with. But not only is he going to have those frustrations from this race, but he's going to go into the next race with those frustrations. And there's basically 2 ways that can go. There are plenty of drivers out there who get upset and drive very well upset. That anger kind of fuels their driving and helps them, makes them faster. But there are also drivers that anger hurts and can cause serious issues. Maybe that turns to aggression, and all of a sudden there are some serious issues going into that next race. But right now, Frankie 205 Pug looking to close this race out. Commanding lead right now over Dirt Racer 88X. And only 2 corners left. All he's got to do is take it nice and smooth, stay off of those curbs, come out of the final corner, and he is going to win the drag race down to the checkered flag and take this race. Round 3 of the Elite Racing League Formula C, is going to go to Frankie 205 Pug. That is your checkered flag right there. Congratulations, Frankie 205 Pug. Your round 3 winner at Imola. A great recovery there. Started on the pole, had some issues on the first lap, dropped back to 3rd, and then 2nd, got back by Chad Baseball, and was able to put himself in a position to win that race, and did it. And what is his reward? Frankie, for having such a great race and winning race number 1 of the doubleheader here tonight. What is his reward? He gets to start dead last in the 2nd feature. Yeah, very, very fast laps from 136.5, 136.6, and they were doing it consistently. It's just amazing. We know how fast Chad Baseball is, and I don't know if that car still had some lingering effects from that damage, but those lap times are pretty hard to overcome if you do those consistently, that's for sure. So, Dirt Racer 88X is going to come home 2nd, Chad Baseball 15 3rd, Doot Doo 4th, Renee FML 5th. Niall actually gets the pass made on Dirtier Dancer. We didn't get to see that because we were watching the leaders, but he's going to end up 6th, so he got that spot. that battle with Dirtier Dancer that we were watching so intently. Rel X May actually gets back up to 8th, so he passes another car, Senna, who probably had an off track to make that happen. We know there was a significant gap there. Looks like Barnstorm did retire from the race on lap 12, but will gain points because he finished the race. He is in the lobby there. So very important to grab those points and continue on, because not only will he grab those points, he will also start on the pole for race number 2, which will start momentarily. K-Dog says those are 2 ways I race on GTA when I get frustrated with myself or others. Yeah, it either works good, the frustration either works good or it works very, very badly. No doubt about it. So I'm going to write down what our lineup is here. We are waiting on the timer to end here for this race. Of course, project cars sometimes can have a long timer, but it's good for me because it allows me to get all of this stuff wrote down. So that is your lineup. Invert those numbers right there, and you see the lineup for the next race. So we're going to get in a new lobby here. We're going to have a little bit of a warm-up session. Shout it out in the chat. Talk to me here. We'll entertain ourselves while these guys get ready for race number 2. We've already seen a lot of action. That first lap was very, very wild. So I'm sure we're going to see even more action for this next one, because the guys that had the most problems were the guys that weren't as quick. Okay, no problem. Yes, CJ, it would be exciting for myself to start on the pole, but I think I'm gonna leave it to these guys tonight. I'm definitely not gonna be able to do it with controller. That's not gonna work. Not for me. All right. Yeah, we saw that 2 hour of Le Mans on Saturday where I was able to earn what was it, a 6th place finish in that race, calling all the action because of all the carnage that happened, all the people who knocked out. Yeah. Okay. Looks like Renee is going to be dropping out of round 4. He's got some family commitments that he's got to go take care of, so we're going to miss Renee in this race. Yeah, K-Dog's right. We saw Chad Baseball able to move through the field. Duke Doo made a lot of passes there. They're going to have to do that. They have their work cut out for them here because they will both be starting in the lower half of the field. But clearly they have shown that it is possible. They are capable of doing that. So let's get back to the pits and we'll do a little monitoring. Everybody taking a little bit of a relaxing rest here for just a moment. We'll listen if anybody comes out of the pits. But the real winners here at the start, and I think this is one that we're going to have to watch. Rel Exme will be starting third in this race. We saw that he was very quick, was up at the front in that first race. They had the contact, had the issues, so he was knocked backwards. And now he's going to have that up front starting position with a couple of cars that he's probably a little quicker than. So it's entirely possible to see Rel Exme get out front and start to get a lead there, and that's going to make it really hard for these really quick drivers at the back. You know, they may be able to turn faster laps than Rel Exme, but if he's able to get a significant lead early on, it's going to be very hard for them to overcome that. And they're going to have to use their tires up to get there. I mean, very, 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 very complicated at that point. Look at this. We're already seeing some racing action here in the warm-up. But yeah, that's what we're going to be looking for. We're going to have to keep an eye on the Barnstorm, who's going to be starting up on pole. Remember, this is a rolling start, so it's going to be a little different from the first race. It's going to be a manual start here. Senna will be starting up front, Rel Exme, like we said, and with Frankie, Dirt Racer, and Chad Baseball starting at the rear. It's going to be very exciting watching those guys come up through the field here in just a little bit. So let's see here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying yourselves. We're having a lot of fun right now. I'll go ahead and refresh here. Make sure we haven't had any follows yet. I do encourage you to follow if you haven't already. Appreciate all those follows on the streams. I'm not a full-time guy, so it is always nice to hit that follow button and put the notifications on so you know when we start to stream. You'll see plenty of project cars, NASCAR racing, and it's a mixture of racing and announcing as well. So they're, you know, more often than not will be in the race car, but you do get these special events as well. How's it going, Kyle? Let's see who else we got out there on the track. Senna's out there turning some laps, getting a little bit of rest there. He's not pushing very hard. Now Plus Ultra is out there logging some time. We saw him start to get very quick there at the end of the race. I appreciate that, Kyle. Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. Looking forward to the start of that deal. Goodness gracious. Yeah, we got a little bit of a time here before we start the next race. Probably about 4 minutes. We'll get going. Watch some of this telemetry as we go here. You want to talk about a track that's hard on tires. You're looking at it. Imola. Long straightaways and tight corners. Back and forth there. Can cause issues like that. Going to have 9 cars that start this second race. Hey, buddy. You got some mac and cheese? Did you color on your eyebrow? Is that what I see? Little bit of purple? That's awesome. Let's see a little passing action here. Looks like Senna is the quickest car right now. He's the one that now Plus Ultra is chasing. neither of these guys going for real hot laps. They're just getting warmed up to speed, maybe trying a few things out, trying to see where they can adjust and make up time on the competition. So how is everybody's Tuesday evening going? Nice and relaxing for me. Get to take in a little Elite Racing League action, have a little fun, chat with everybody. You know we like to chat with everybody here on this channel. Kyle's going to be on the news tomorrow, interviewing him about the Future City competition he went to. That's awesome, Kyle. If you get a YouTube link of that or something, I want to see that, buddy. That city looked pretty cool. What, buddy? Oh, like this? All right. So we're going to get going momentarily here. What do I think about NASCAR's new format? That's a complicated question. I don't hate it. I'm not one of those guys that's going to bash it. You know me. I'll try anything. Try anything to make it exciting. I'm never going to give you crap for trying something to make some racing exciting. I think stopping the races midway is an interesting decision. Having the segments, things like that, had they just said that they were going to award points at certain spots in the race, I think that would have been fantastic because that keeps everybody running as hard as they can. Although I'm not sure that I really buy this fact that some drivers are just laying back and biding their time, because the track changes so much throughout the race. You're going to want to run as quick as you can to know what adjustments to make for later on in the race. But, I guess we'll see. We know these cars have serious aerodynamics in this day and age, and that can cause problems with passing. And I think they are trying to solve the passing problems by awarding points to make these drivers push each other hard each time. And it might work. We'll see. Those bonus points carrying over to the chase is huge. And I figured I'd hate to chase too, and I didn't. It's not a full season championship. It's not a real gauge of who the best driver of the year was, but there's no denying you go to Homestead and it's the most exciting thing ever. It's fantastic to watch. So, looks like we're getting started here. Everybody's on the grid, but we're not going to go green off the grid, especially not me. I'm going to get out of this race. So we'll spectate here. So let's see here. Looks like Barnstorm will be dropping to the back, so he is not going to be starting on the pole here. So you are looking at the lineup. Senna starting on pole. Rail X May will be starting second. Now plus Ultra is going to be behind Dirtier Dancer. It's Dirtier Dancer, Nile plus Ultra. Then Doot Doo, Chad Baseball, Frankie 205, Actually, it'll be Dirt Racer, then Frankie 205, and Barnstorm. So they are in the correct order right now on how this race will be going. K-Dog playoffs, man, Chase playoffs, that's the one thing that normally I believe very little of what NASCAR says, okay? But when they say that, when they talk about the Chase, they always said playoffs anyway, it's true. You might as well call it the playoffs. That's basically what it is. I have no problem with that. What's up, Brian? One of the few that like the Chase, even though it cost Gordon a couple championships. Yeah, I agree with you. As far as racing competition, you'd like to see the best driver of the entire season awarded a championship. But with the Chase, it's the best driver at Homestead, basically, out of the four. And you have to work to get to Homestead. But, it's a little different, but it's exciting. They don't care what happens. They're all making so much fat cash. They don't care what's going on as long as they're making that bank and the people are excited. And to make that bank, you've got to have the people excited. You've got to have them watching. So that's the thing. Kyle, yeah, no problem, man. Kyle is now part of the Forward Bite Next team that I will be racing on, trying to groom some of the younger guys and help them out along in the league, so it's an exciting thing. But we are going to go green here with round 4 of the Elite Racing League Formula C Championship here. Senna, 1442, leading him down here. Going to go green at the line. Green is out. Looked like Senna had a pretty big jump there. But Real X-May is right there behind him. Let's look at some of this action here in the back of the pack. Pretty clear lead there for Senna. Doot-Doo and Dirt Racer right there. Chad Baseball's already made a jump up to 4th. Look at that. And behind him, Nile Plus Ultra trying to hold off those fast drivers. You can see Dirt Racer there making a pass on the outside of that corner. Very hard to do. The two of them almost making contact, but he gets away cleanly. Let's go back here because it looks like he's got to run to make another move. You want to talk about a tough corner to make a move. You're looking at it right there. Hopefully he doesn't run too wide. He's all right. Side by side, I think he's going to think better of it and let this driver go. Set him up in a couple corners ahead. So we're going to look ahead here to Senna, who is now running 4th. Clearly a mistake there. Pushed him back. He was in the lead. Now running 4th. And there, side by side with another driver there. Nile Plus Ultra was pushed wide, but he's got it gathered up. Still in 5th. Now under fire from Dirt Racer. Actually, Dirt Racer looking at Doot-Doo in his mirror. He's all over him. 2 cars side by side. Contact! Contact Nile Plus Ultra and Senna. Senna's off in the gravel and Nile Plus Ultra is... Oh, more contact! Frankie trying to make the move. 2 cars off in the gravel. I think we've got a caution here. Frankie trying to take advantage of the contact between drivers. Made some contact as well, but was able to keep the car going straight. And holding on to 6th position. So, let's reset here because we've had a lot of stuff going on. No surprise, the fast driver that had problem in the first race, Rel X-May, leading the way in this race. Senna, who was leading, had something go on that pushed him back all the way back to 8th now after that contact in the final, next to last corner there. Chad Baseball has made a big move up to 2nd place. Very, very quick. Now these two are going to be able to battle it out here on the restart. Dirtier Dancer holding on to his podium right now. But Doot-Doo and Dirt Racer right there breathing down his neck. Frankie is 6th, trying to make his way up. Not sure if he's got any damage on that car. We're going to go green this time, so clearly they're not going to give any chance for any of that damage to be fixed. Going to get this thing right back started. Barnstorm in 7th. Senna and Nile Plus Ultra. Nile is he clearly made a pit stop. Going to try to catch up here to the field. But they're going to go green this time, whether he gets caught up or not. Although I think I think he'll be able to get there. So let's watch here. Everybody trying to warm those tires up. Real X-May and Chad Baseball, the two drivers that had contact in the first race. Right there up in front again. We're going to see more battling from these two drivers. How's it going, Fusion Shark? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, very, very tough corners, and those curbs and that grass can cause serious, serious issues for you, for sure. And it is Imola, Brian. All right, so we're going to go green. This time, Real X-May leading him down. Chad Baseball right there. Hopefully these guys have got those tires warm because you're going into a very fast corner up here, and any kind of slip-up will open the door. Look at him right there in the slipstream. Chad Baseball to the inside in turn one. Oh, Real X-May is able to hold on there. Chad falling back into the clutches of Dirtier Dancer there in third. And looks like Doot Doo right there in fourth. Dirt Racer trying to make a move on him. Oh, we got one car wide. That's Dirtier Dancer. Now falling into the clutches of Doot Doo, who gets a little bit of gravel. And here comes Dirt Racer 88 on the outside. He's going to get past Doot Doo. And now he's looking at Dirtier Dancer for third. He's got a big run coming out of this corner. He's going to make that pass happen. Oh, man, but they are side by side. It's going to be really close into this next corner. Who's going to give? Somebody has to. It's not going to work. Oh, the two cars wide. Dirt Racer's going to take that. Going to be 5-second penalties for the other cars? No, they're going to get away with that, but they have to give the positions away. Dirt Racer up onto the podium, looking to make up for those mistakes that he had in the previous race. Big time movement here in the early stages of race number 2. Dirt Racer 1 and wide there. Okay. So the Elite Racing League does not use penalties, but they do police themselves on corner cuts and things like that. The drivers try to keep track of it. So they try to keep pretty close eye on that. But here we are at the front of the field. Real X-May leading Chad Baseball. Looks like Chad's trying to make up that gap that he lost in turn 1 of the last lap, right there on that restart. Both of these cars super quick. We'll look at the lap times right now. We've not had many clean laps, but clearly Real X-May trying to stay out front. He's pushing that car hard. Chad Baseball 4/10 back on that lap. Dirt Racer fighting hard, trying to make sure that he can catch those top two. He knows he's got the speed. Very quick on that first sector. Real X-May trying to run those fast laps. You got to make sure that you don't make a mistake. Watching those curbs there. This is the battle on the track. Let's make sure we got Frankie down here in 6th, still trying to make some positions up. Not sure if that car's got damage or not. I think you might have a little bit of damage from that contact in that penultimate corner schmozzle that we had that led to the yellow there, because he had some pretty serious contact. So let's go back up to the front. Keep track of this. I want to see what these lap times are here after this lap, because those top 3 drivers are pushing very, very hard. Real X-May trying to get as good a run off of that final corner as he can. He knows he's got Chad Baseball in his slipstream. Does not want to give him a look on the inside coming into this first corner. Let's check these lap times. These are going to be very quick ones. There's a 1:37.3 there from Real X-May. Looks like Chad Baseball had a quick lap as well. Not quite as quick. I don't think that one timed in. I don't think that 1:39 is what he ran there. Clearly not what Dirt Racer did there. So maybe he might have had some invalidated laps, but nope. Look at a pass for the lead. Nope, not able to make it. Chad Baseball there looking on the inside of Real X-May, but Real X-May's slamming that door, not giving him any bit of quarter there, because he knows that if he gives that nose away and allows Chad Baseball up the inside, he might not be able to get him back. He's going to fight him very hard. Guy like Elio Castroneves, who's notorious for making that car as wide as possible. He's going to be trying to channel his inner Elio right here to keep Chad Baseball behind him. Oh, there's a mistake there from Chad Baseball. He got a little loose. He's going to be under fire here from Dirt Racer. I think he's going to be able to gather it quickly enough to not give way in the chicane, but he's got to make sure that he doesn't make a mistake in the chicane to give any more space there. What are you doing? So we're looking at this battle here. Dirt Racer 88X into that corner very hard. You saw him make a pretty decent gap up on Chad Baseball. Rel Xmay is hoping that these two guys get into a serious battle. He wants to see them fight it out, lock wheels, do all sorts of things, because the more they fight, the less pressure is on him. Dirt Racer really fighting that red car, trying to get as much out of it as possible. The quicker he can get around Chad Baseball, the more time he has to work on that leader, and he's going to need as much as he can get. We know Dirt Racer's got the speed. He ran the quickest lap in the first race, but had a few mistakes there that cost him the lead and possibly the win. So he wants to make sure that he does not have a repeat of round 3 here in round 4. Started second to last. Has moved his way all the way up to the podium. So he's already done a titanic feat here, but he does not want to stop there. This is not the end of his road. He likes a podium, but look, he had the same sort of mistake that Chad Baseball had on the lap before. He got loose in that corner. Don't think he got enough curb or something happened there, and he's lost a lot of time. So he's got to gather it back up and try to bring that gap down to Chad Baseball, who is working the same sort of strategy there on Rel Xmay. Let's take a look at the times. You see Dirt Racer has lowered his time into the 136 bracket, the quickest lap of the race so far. Rel Xmay, who is trying to lower his time as well. Looks like he's got a decent one going right now. We'll see what this one is. 136.945, very, very close to Dirt Racer's quickest lap. So these guys are trying to make those clocks as quick as possible. We've got a 130, I was looking down here farther in the back. I hate to take the camera off him because anything can happen. We've seen slight mistakes to make big changes here in the running order, but I do want to try and get farther back in the field here. We got Doot Doo running in 4th, still trying to get some laps down. Ooh, we got one car off the track. Frankie, 205 Pug, with an issue in the gravel. He's going to lose a spot here back to 6th. Dirtier Dancer able to push that issue there and make the pass as Frankie had a mistake. This is not the race that Frankie wanted. I'm still convinced he's got a little bit of damage from that accident because he's not able to run the laps that he was doing in the first race. So clearly not going the way he wanted here. You got Senna, who is trying to run him down after his first lap problems, and Nile Plus Ultra, who had to come into the pits. Was that contact? I heard some sort of an issue there. Might have just been a little bit of a glitch. No, it wasn't. Senna has made contact with something. I don't know. He must have got loose in that corner, made contact with the wall. No front wing on that car of Senna. So he had a similar sort of incident that happened to Chad Baseball and Dirt Racer. He got loose in that corner. He was not able to gather it up and hit the inside wall, losing that front wing. Very, very big issue right there. So let's get right back up to the front. We got a pretty good race here. Frankie's trying to get back by. Look at him on the inside of Dirtier Dancer going down into turn number 1. Looks like Dirtier Dancer is going to relinquish that position, but he's going to fight back right in the next corner, trying the over-under. He's up beside him. Oh, almost contact between those two cars. Very, very tight action. Dirtier Dancer not wanting Frankie to get away from him. He knows how quick that car is, but I don't think he's going to have a choice in the matter. Frankie's made the pass and has got a little bit of a gap there. So let's get back up front. We want to check in with the leaders. That gap has closed immensely. Real Xmay trying to hold off Chad Baseball, who has moved his way up to second place, close the gap to the leader. Very exciting stuff here. Rail X-May trying to hold on. Chad Baseball was able to lodge a lap, 136.8, so he's lowered that quick lap time. He's a little quicker than Rail X-May right now. Dirt Racer right back there waiting for these two to make some sort of contact and then pounce on the mistakes. We saw it in the first race. Rail X-May and Chad Baseball had contact down through the chicanes, and it created big issues at the start of that race. Here we go. We've got a move coming. Chad Baseball looking unable to make anything happen right there, but he's in that slipstream. He's right on the tail end of Rail X-May, and it's very, very possible to see a change of position here. We're going to stay right with these guys. In fact, maybe we'll get right on the nose here, Chad Baseball, riding along with him, trying to see what he's looking at, finds any sort of opening there to get around. Rail X-May makes a mistake. He slipped in that corner. Oh, man, there it was right there. You saw it happen in real time. Rail X-May, one mistake, had a little bit of tire smoke through that corner, opened the door for Chad Baseball, who was in position to take advantage of anything he was given, and he made it work. Even though Rail X-May lowered his best lap time, Chad Baseball did as well, down in the 136.5s, and was in the right place at the right time to take advantage of that mistake and take over the lead of the race. Dirt Racer, with those two battling, has been able to close the gap a little bit. Still a lot of work to do there. He's still in the 136.9s. But as you can see, that battle up front. Ooh, Rail X-May really tried to late break into that corner. It didn't really cost him any time, but I was worried that those two cars were going to make some contact there. Got a really, really nice battle here at the front. Rail X-May, even though Chad Baseball's been turning some better laps, now he's got that slipstream. That's part of what helped Chad Baseball turn them laps. So X-May is going to try to take advantage here. He's going to keep the pressure on, try to make any sort of mistake, the same sort of thing that Chad Baseball was doing. He might have a run right here. Really, really close, really tight here for the lead. Man, that slipstream makes all the difference. These cars have a lot of horsepower, not a whole lot of tire. So they're very, very wobbly cars. You can have a slight mistake, and all of a sudden you're sliding like you saw Rail X-May do there. That gave way to Chad Baseball, but now he's got that slipstream. He's going to try to take advantage of it down these long straightaways here at Imola. And only 6 laps remaining. We are past halfway here, so this race is winding down. What a battle. I don't know how you guys feel in the Twitch chat, but I think this is absolutely fantastic stuff right here. You can't even look farther back in the field because you might miss something here between the two leaders who are putting on a titanic battle at the front of this field. Let me know right now. Let's get in. Yeah, Brian, amazing battle. I want to hear it in the chat. I want to know who you think is going to win this race. We got 2 drivers fighting it out, giving their all here in race number 4 of the Formula C ERL Championship. The Elite Racing Leagues putting on a show here. Who do you think is going to get the job done? Is Chad Baseball going to be able to hold on to the lead here, or will Rail X-May get back by? Look at him on the outside here. He's trying to get a wide line to maybe do a little. Oh, there's a contact! Chad Baseball had some sort of an issue there. Rail X-May making contact. I don't know if Chad Baseball kind of slipped up out of that corner, and that backed him up to Rail X-May, who really didn't have any room to get out of the way. Something happened there clearly, and Chad Baseball has relinquished the position. Now back to 3rd in this race. Like we said, yeah, it sounds like Chad Baseball just had a little bit of a slip, lost grip just for a moment, and obviously with Rail X-May that close to him, there's really nothing you can do. No way to make any darting, diving moves to stay out of the way. They made contact, was lucky to not have more problem than that, really, because both cars could have some real issues there with that contact. Both of them could have went around opening the door for Dirt Racer. But that was exactly what Dirt Racer wanted to see. He wanted to see that contact, though I'm sure he wanted to be a lot closer to Rel X-May than he is now. Yeah, I hate to see that happen, but with this kind of titanic battle that we're seeing, we've seen mistakes, we've seen slight things make big changes in this race, and we're not done yet. We are not done yet. So let's take a look here. The quickest laps continue to lower. Doo has lowered his laps to the 137 bracket. Looks like Frankie, after getting around Dirtier Dancer, has got down to 136.6, which is the second fastest lap in the race. Chad Baseball still has the fastest lap of the race. Nile Plus Ultra still trying to work his way back up after that contact. We just kind of follow these guys through here. Doo is not too far back from Chad Baseball. Still needs a little bit of help, but he's there. Frankie trying to get that car to work. We know he had a little bit of contact. And clearly his car is not doing what it was doing when he won round 3, the first race of the evening here at Imola. He was very, very strong. Not quite as strong in this race, but still working it. Senna having a lot of problems here. I know that car's got a lot of damage, even though it may not show it. So he's trying to get around here as well. Zeke, yeah, I'm just announcing this race. This is the Elite Racing League, round 4 right now of their Formula C championship. This race was a full invert of the finishing positions of round 3, which they ran just before this. So we've had a lot of excitement as the fast cars started in the back and moved their way to the front. Rel X-May actually was, I think he qualified 3rd in the first race, and on the first lap had contact with Chad Baseball, which actually put him on his lid, upside down, and sent him all the way to the back. Had to get a lot of damage repaired. Started 2nd in this race because of the invert. Obviously, he finished at the back, started 2nd in this race, and was able to get out front after Senna made a mistake. Then he made a mistake, a small slip, let Chad Baseball by, and then Chad Baseball had a little slip, and there was contact between the two cars, and now Rel X-May is in control of this race. Now, here's the thing. Dirt Racer 88X was your fastest car in the first race. He is sitting in 2nd right now, turning some very fast laps. Last lap, he gained 3/10 on Rel X-May there. So he is trying to push that car as hard as he possibly can. We've seen a few mistakes out of Dirt Racer. Might have cost him the first race itself. But if he can turn some good laps here, maybe have a few mistakes from the leader, we could see another battle here up front. Let's go back and check on some of these guys. Look like Chad Baseball has fallen back into the clutches of Doo, and Frankie is right there as well. 3 cars. Throw a blanket over top of him through that chicane. Serious race in here, but we've also got to keep track of the leaders. We'll kind of watch this battle and also watch the times of the leaders here, because I want to see if that gap continues to close. But look at this race right here. 3 cars nose to tail. Looks like Doo is getting in that slipstream. Chad Baseball clearly has damage from that contact with Rel X-May. Oh my goodness. There was some sort of issue with Rel X-May. He ran a 137. Dirt Racer lowered the quickest lap time of the race to 135.9. We're looking at some side-by-side action. We're going to go back to the leaders in just a minute. Doo around the outside of Chad Baseball. The 2 are wheel-to-wheel. Oh, still side-by-side. 2 corners there. Oh my goodness. Look at this. They might go 3 wide into the next corner. Here comes Frankie. Still 2 wide there for the position. Chad Baseball able to hold him off. A little bit of contact between the 2 cars. Doo on the outside going into the 180-degree corner. I can't believe this. These guys have been side by side in Formula C for 5 straight corners. Doo able to make the pass. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. Frankie there looking at Chad Baseball. We got to get back to the leaders, though. I want to check in here. We know that Dirt Racer is turning a little bit quicker laps here than Rel X may, but there's only 2 laps left in this race. They will come down and take the white. Significant gap there. It's actually a pretty big gap. I don't know what happened to Dirt Racer. Look, is that car running sideways? He's got some damage. Dirt Racer's got some damage on that car. Either that or we're seeing some connection issues or something. I don't know what happened there, but something in that lap has cost Dirt Racer a lot of time. He was pushing very hard to try and catch Rel X May. Clearly some sort of an issue there. Look at that car tracking sideways down the track. And look, 3rd, 4th, and 5th all able to close in on him now. And these guys, they are not relinquishing. I cannot believe this. Side-by-side action around 5 corners at Imola. You're not supposed to go side-by-side in 1 corner. But here they are making it happen. 5 corners in a row. And they're going to do it again. Why not? Chad Baseball, the over-under here on Doot Doo. Those 2 cars, you can't fit a single piece of paper between them. Maybe a bit of parchment, possibly. But they are fighting as hard as they possibly can. Down into the chicane. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff here from Doot Doo and Chad Baseball. Doot Doo making his way up to the podium. Has been solid all night, super consistent. But here he is, Dirt Racer 88X backing up to him. He's trying to get up there. He smells that second place spot right ahead of him. Dirt Racer trying to get everything he can. But here out front, Rel X May, your man of the race right now. Just a few corners left to bring this thing home. Serious problems in race 1. This guy was upside down, sitting on his head for a lap of race 1. He was super quick, started 3rd, made contact with Chad Baseball, found himself upside down in race 1, had to go into the pits, make a lot of repairs, all kinds of problems, but it allowed him to start out front in race number 2, and here he is going to take the checkered flag. Round 4 of the Elite Racing League is going to go to Rel X May. Congratulations, my friend. What a fantastic race he run. Super racing with Chad Baseball there. Here we go. Looks like Chad Baseball has been able to get close to Doot Doo. Dirt Racer and Doot Doo coming down to the line. Very close here. But it's going to be Dirt Racer taking 2nd place. Doot Doo there in 3rd. What a fantastic race. Oh my goodness. Wow. I don't even know what to say about that. Now, I told you race 1 was going to be wild. But race 2 with that full invert, my God, race 2. I'm speechless. Wow. Fantastic drive by Rel X May. Able to take that win there after so much problems in race 1. From his lid to the top step of the podium, Rel X May. You talk about a roller coaster of emotions right there. Dirt Racer 88X there with the 135.9 running the quick laps, but clearly had some damage. Was able to hold on to the 2nd place. Doot Doo bringing it home 3rd, was super close to getting Dirt Racer there at the end. Had that fantastic battle with Chad Baseball. Just a titanic struggle between those 2 cars side by side for 5 corners. Unbelievable. Frankie there able to recover from the contact to 5th place. Nile Plus Ultra there in 6th. Dirtier Dancer, who's probably the saddest guy of the bunch because he was running pretty good up there in the top 3. Had that contact with Senna, all those issues. Dropped him back to 7th. The Phil File, hey man, I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for joining. We'll see you next time. Yeah, this is just amazing stuff. Senna there finishing the race in 8th. He had a lot of issues there. Glad that this one is over, I'm sure. We're watching this race wind down. They're trying to get the timer gone. But just a fantastic race that we've seen here. We talk about these elite guys. Yeah, we talk about these guys who are racing. These guys race
These guys race the NASCAR leagues, the Formula One leagues, IndyCar and Project Cars. They ran the Formula C and Project Cars. They have some excellent drivers, a wide array, drivers from all over the United States, drivers from all over the world, many different countries. It's just fantastic stuff, and you saw it on hand right here with those guys fighting it out there at the end of that race. Fantastic. Fantastic. So I'm looking forward. Yeah, Friday night is their IndyCar race, and I might have to call that race because if it's going to be like that, how do you beat it? How do you beat it? So yeah, K-Dog says, bravo, encore, encore. I think they're done for the night. There's a couple of drivers that might need to go change their pants. I'm sure plenty of them are sweating. It's time to go get some showers because that was some fantastic stuff there. Sweating it out, fighting it out. Very, very entertaining stuff there. Just fantastic. So, anybody in the Twitch chat, I want to thank you for joining. If you haven't hit that follow button, please do hit that follow button. You saw the action we had tonight. We're going to have more of that. I'm going to stick with these Elite Racing guys. Clearly, they are definitely a good league to be with. Like we said, Tuesday night Formula C. Friday night you have the IndyCar on Project Cars and the NASCAR Heat Evolution League. Sundays they run Formula One 2016. So if you're looking for leagues in those games, hit them up. Fantastic guys to work with. We'll see you, Brian. And yeah, it was amazing, CJ. But definitely keep track of this channel because we're going to continue to work with these guys and follow them because they just put on such amazing shows. Just fantastic stuff. No, I'm in a party chat. I can't hear him. But yeah, let them guys know. Same way here in the Twitch chat, we're going to have, of course, we got the video here on Twitch that you can watch everything over again. I'm going to upload everything to YouTube, which I will post a link in the Twitch chat. And we will also put that on Twitter as well, so you can follow us on Twitter and then subscribe on YouTube, and you will get all of the video clips from this one, which there are plenty. I guarantee you, we're going to have some highlights there. It's going to be fantastic to watch. But like I said, if you've not hit that follow button yet, please do. There's going to be more racing action coming, more of the Elite Racing League. We've got the PRL Project Cars League that's going to start up in 2 weeks. We run on Tuesday nights. Also, the Friday night NASCAR stream is going to continue. We're in the off season right now, but in 2 weeks we are going to be at Daytona racing that. But we're gonna continue to have Friday night streams up until the point to where I take over as track announcer when the dirt racing local schedule starts in mid-April. So I appreciate every follow out there. I appreciate everybody stopping in. R. Putney, thank you for the follow, my friend. I appreciate that. R. Putini, sorry, I want to get that right. But you're going to see more Elite Racing League on this channel soon. I can't get enough of this stuff. So definitely hit that follow button, get those notifications, and you can follow along with us as we continue into the future. As for right now, probably won't see me again until Thursday or Friday night. Of course, Wednesday nights are Boy Scouts and other things. Also going to do some working on some research for my announcing job as well. So you might not be till Thursday or Friday till you see me. Friday, we might end up covering the Elite Racing Leagues IndyCar series on Friday night, and then we'll probably hop on NASCAR Heat Evolution and do some racing ourselves because I gotta hook that wheel back up and turn it. Want to stay fresh, you know. So definitely look for us on Friday night. You might see us before then for a little bit of fun, and then of course there's always the opportunity to see some Destiny over the weekend, and then we have the ESL tournaments on Sunday. Which actually, like I said, we just joined up with ACR Esports, so it's kind of complicated. I have a new account that I race on for ACR Esports, and I can't link my Twitch account to it. But actually, I might set it up to where we're streaming the ESL tournaments, the pro tournaments, on YouTube. So you might see that on YouTube on Sunday. So we'll talk about that on Friday once I know a little bit more and have some time to set it up. But like I said, I appreciate everybody stopping in, checking this out. You were clearly treated to a fantastic race with the Elite Racing League, and I am going to be hopping right on the computer, making some highlight reels and posting those up. You'll see them on Twitch and YouTube, so we can look back at this amazing racing that we saw, and expect to see me back next week calling this races. We got another race that we'll probably get to next week, which I believe will be held at Snetterton. So we'll have to check it out. Chad Baseball had 2 good finishes. Probably going to walk away with the points lead. Frankie picking up his second win of the year. Real X May picking up his second win of the year. So the battle in points tightens up. But definitely keep track. We will be having more of this very, very soon. K-Dog, we'll catch you later, my friend. Kyle, we'll see you. So let's go ahead. Before we sign off here, let's see who else is streaming out there in the Twitch world. I don't want everybody to just go away. We're gonna host somebody here, send you over to hang out with them, and we'll kind of raid their chat there for a little bit and just say hey. Plenty of guys going on Twitch right now. Yes. Let's take a look at Six Gun Johnny here, ministryofspeed.net. Yeah, no problem, man. It was a pleasure. It was a hell of a race. Right. So that's going to be it for me. We're going to host Six Gun Johnny here, and let's go to his chat and rate him. Let him know that the Job's crew is going to hang out with him, see what he's up to, and then I will see you next time. I appreciate everybody stopping in, and thank you guys, and we will see you later.